So when we talk about polygyny, it's not, oh, if it's done right. Where else do you say that? If it's done right? Like, Ed, you want to get this new car? Yeah, if it's done right. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. So please stop saying that because it looks kind of stupid. It really actually shows the insecurity. Assalamu alaikum. Peace. It's Coach Nazir, one of the co-founders of Outstanding Personal Relationships and co-author of Let's Talk Polygyny Uncensored. Now, really quickly, I just want to share something with you for the brothers, for the sisters, what have you. And that's what men are taught. Men are taught a couple of different things. That's universal. We're taught two things. One, you have to protect and provide. All right. I like to throw the third one on that, which is execute personal power. All right, executing personal power is extremely important for a man. Now, protecting and providing, traditionally, there's an erroneous assumption that says protecting and providing pretty much means protecting against the physical and providing financially. All right, those words encompass a whole bunch more than just those two areas, though those two areas are very important. So when it's protecting from ill influences, it's protecting your heart, your emotions, it's protecting you from enemies within and without, all right, your family. So that's very, very important. And then, of course, providing the different resources that you need, of course, financially, all right, but also providing growth areas for you, providing an outlet and comfort for you to be able to express yourself, providing many different things, emotionally, financially, physically, all of this stuff. These things are important. I want to talk about personal power, though, because for the brothers, they say, you know what? I need to get this money right. You know, it can be expensive to have multiple wives. I want to travel. I want to do all these types of things. And many times it's just a bunch of wishes. And like I say, you know, a wish changes nothing, but a decision changes everything. So you can wish and want and all and desire all these types of things, right? And that's just a fantasy. All right, the first goal to get it out of yourself is to write it down and then develop a plan. Because I'm sure you heard the old saying that goes, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So if you are protecting and providing, ask yourself how. Write down 5 different ways you protect, 5 different ways you provide, and 5 different ways you can exert or are exerting personal power. That's extremely important. All right. Since one of the main challenges is financially, I want to ask you, what are the last 5 books that you read on finances, on increasing your financial intelligence? Is it about trading? Is it investing in Bitcoin? Is it investing in real estate? Do you understand what the difference between active and passive income is? You know what an asset is versus a liability? You know, are you aware of the cash flow quadrant? Or do you know what ESB&I stands for? If you don't, that's okay if you don't. The challenge is it's not okay if you stay there. If you stay there. Because the last I checked, library cards are free. Library cards are free. And the amount of time we all have is the same. What's 168 hours in a week? We have the same 24 hours in a day. But the way we choose to spend it or invest it differs. My mentor told me, listen, do what most people won't do so you can have and become what most people won't have, won't become. Do that. That means do means execute. That's that personal power. So I'm talking to the men. If you want to talk polygyny talk, one of the biggest challenges is you hear oh, well, you can't afford one wife. How can you afford more than one? Well, maybe you're not executing enough personal power to increase your finances. Or you haven't chosen to check other places where your finances and your dollars, if you're in the United States, for example, can go further. But it's up to you as the man to be the man. Then the other flip side is you get that, oh, well, you know, I support it when it's done right. Listen, that sounds really stupid. And this is what I mean. Imagine somebody's like, hey, your wife, imagine this. Wife say, hey, baby, you want something to eat? Husband says, yeah, I mean, if it's cooked right. You see how that sounds? A little flippant. See, the default is, yeah, we accept it. We expect it to be done right. So when we talk about polygyny, it's not, oh, if it's done right. Where else do you say that? If it's done right? Like, Ed, you want to get this new car? Yeah, if it's done right. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. So please stop saying that because it looks kind of stupid. It really actually shows the insecurity. All right, what do you mean done right? You mean that you have to approve every single thing? You are the one that making sure the I's are dotted and T's are crossed? See, men have measurables. You got to take care of the time and the finances. Those are the measurables. But those things that you cannot measure, those intangibles, if you will, whether it's the emotional maturity, whether it's the communication, all of these things that's under the intangibles you can't really touch, those things can be worked on and need to be worked on, especially if you want to have a peaceful marriage. See, it's one thing to be a warrior, have this inner warrior and deal with the world and go out, whether you're working or running a job or raising your children, you fight with the world and you have all this stuff going on, right? And then you come home and you don't have peace. Peace should be that comfort, that support, that love, no matter how many wives you may have as a man. And as a woman, if you want to have a better marriage, then you should actually mind your marriage. So if your husband has multiple wives, just understand. He wants to go where the peace is. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut this short. If you haven't heard, probably can hear the van being called. So it is that time. But with that, remember, wish changes nothing, but a decision changes everything. And I'm Coach Nazir. I help people get their shift together. Assalamu alaikum. Peace. Here are 3 ways outstanding personal relationships can help you.
Make sure you guys are following us on our social medias at Outstanding Personal Relationships on YouTube and Facebook, and on IG at Outstanding Relationships, and also Clubhouse under our names.
And make sure you go to outstandingpersonalrelationships.com and sign up for our email list. And there you will get updates on our new book, Let's Talk Polygyny Uncensored.
Absolutely. And last but not least, when it comes to coaching or counseling, if you want to work with us one-on-one or in group settings, make sure you're on that website and reach out to us, because we do have very limited spots and we usually have a wait list. So with that being said, GLC.
Make sure you are growing intentionally,
loving fearlessly,
and connecting on a higher level every single day. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.